Okay, we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. People seem to be hopping on right now. Some of you are on the Zoom system, and that way you can do chats and stuff. If you're on Facebook, you can do comments on Facebook. Jerry, it's late there in the UK. I often do these calls in the morning. I just don't have any morning times when I can do it right now. So I'm very impressed that you're on the call and grateful. So again, any of the rest of you that would care to, just, your first name, where you are, and it just builds a sense of community on the call. Some familiar names here. That's great. In fact, this would be a good time. I have it's a quick, easy poll. I'd love it if you would answer that. I want to aim these sessions at who's on the call. And so I'm just asking a few questions so that I can get to know you better. So if you're on Facebook, you could just answer this in a comment. So there's just 4 questions. The first one is, have you ever participated in a change the world from your living room before today? And if you're on Facebook, you can answer it any way you want, but the poll says no, once, a few times, many times. The second question is, have you experienced energy work? And again, on Facebook, you can answer that any way you want. Then I ask if you've studied energy work. And the last question is one I'm really interested in. There's a concept called soul age. And I don't think it's exactly literally true, but it's an interesting model. And the idea is that, and by the way, one is not superior to the other. People tend to think, oh, the older soul age is superior. It's not superior. The model is that people are coming in to have different life paths. This lifetime, you're doing certain things. In infant souls are having more direct lives, simpler. And again, simpler not as inferior. They're just here to do something simpler. A young soul is still simple, but a little more complicated. What they call a mature soul is somebody who's, again, having a more complex lifetime. And older souls or old souls are here having complex lifetimes. And one of the ways you often can tell that you're an older soul, it's not the only indication, but often things that you see other people and certain things are easy for them. And it just seems like everything in your life is complicated, not necessarily hard or in any kind of way negative, but just things have a lot of meaning to you and a lot of complexity, and things interrelate, so that life isn't like a simple picture. Life is this complex, very involved drawing, or you might think of it like an infant soul is playing one instrument, and then a older soul is playing, is trying to play the whole orchestra. And one isn't better than the other. It's just a different lifetime. So I would love it if you would answer these questions. Again, it just helped me in the future and now have kind of more of a sense of, oh, I'm sorry. I could see, but you couldn't. Oops. Okay, now you can see it. So I'll just give you just a couple of minutes and then we'll jump into the session. But it will help me in planning future sessions if I know what the people are like on the calls, if I know more about you. So again, if you just take a minute and don't overthink them, just boom, boom, boom. And in terms of soul age, don't try to get a right answer. There's no right answer. I think reality is more complex than that simple model. But which one do you resonate with? Do you think you have a very simple and direct life? Do you think you tend to make things complex in your life? Okay, this would, oh, interesting. Okay, so 42% of you, and I'm saying this for the people on Facebook, are brand new to this. So I'm very excited that for the people that are repeating, but it's always exciting to have a good proportion of new people. And most of you have done energy work many times. 6% of you, it's the first time. So I hope it'll be the first and a really good introduction to it. and about 17% a few times. About 56% of you have studied energy work a lot, 37% some, and 16% a little or not at all. And interesting, 75% of you resonate with older souls, 20% with mature, and 5% with young. So thank you so much for filling that out, because again, that's really helpful. My colleague and I, Jeff Tamber, we use this information and it helps us plan things in the future. I'm laughing. I think it was Nanette said, I don't see a box for immature, haha. And I know Nanette, so hardly, hardly an immature soul. I think you're at least an older soul, minimally. Okay, so now we'll get started. Thank you for that little, taking that bit of time for that. So because at least half of you are new, I'll give a bit of an introduction. We're going to start the energy flowing pretty quickly, even while I'm chatting. And then we'll do a meditation to help people all over the world, and I'll explain that. And then the last 10 minutes or so will be focused, 10 to 15 minutes, on your getting a personal energy healing. If you've never had a remote energy healing, I think you're going to really like it. I haven't been doing these sessions lately, but I've been doing them since I think about 2008. And people, when I would do them regularly, a lot of people tell me they were the highlights of their week, one of the highlights of the week. So I think you're going to really like it. I like Jerry's old, complex, and also those simple when clear. And that is one of the stages that older souls can reach, is where a friend of mine calls it, my friend Charlie Shepard calls it the simplicity beyond complexity, the simplicity beyond complexity. And that is one of the challenges for older souls, is to go through the complexity and get to something that's complex, but yet not as, it's so interwoven that there's a simplicity to it too. Okay, so I'm going to turn the poll off. And again, thank you all. All right. So let me explain, just briefly introduce myself, briefly introduce energetic NLP and some core principles, and then we'll really get going. And once we really get going, you don't need to think or anything. You just need to relax and let it happen. And so my name is Art Geiser. I'm the creator of Energetic NLP. And Energetic NLP is a unique blend and synthesis of NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, which is a system that was, they started developing it in the 1970s, in the mid-1970s. The people who developed it were looking for an alternative to traditional psychology at the time. They knew of certain therapists who could get very rapid, miraculous, magical changes with people, and they wanted to figure out what were they doing that was different, because most therapists at the time felt like to do any deep work had to take years. And that was really the birth of NLP, and NLP has amazing processes and concepts for rapid personal growth and change. And it interfaces in well with a lot of other systems, including psychology. There's quite a few psychiatrists and psychologists who also use NLP. And I was lucky enough to be trained by all the developers of NLP, and to I've been a trainer myself since 1985. Now, along with that, though, I was studying psychic development and healing work and energy work. And I realized that there were some things that NLP did better than energy healing and spiritual work per se, and other things that if you approach it from a more spiritual perspective or psychic perspective or energetic healing, transformative energy perspective, that worked better. And then, of course, it dawned on me, well, when I put them together, it was like 1 + 1 + 1 equaled a million. That each one made the other one stronger. So energetic NLP is this unique blend of this. And I do sessions like this. I do training programs to teach people how to open up their miraculous and magical abilities, because everybody has them. And I do what are called energy spa programs. And this is an energy spa program. And the way I got the name is I sometimes do 1 day and 2 day workshops. And some of the people, 6 or 8 people came up to me separately. And I don't know if they talked to each other, but this was over a period of over a year or two. And they were people who were taking my training programs, and they would all say pretty much the same words, which is they go, we love the training programs, we really benefit from them. But we also really love these 1 and 2 day programs. It's like going to the spa. You just relax and you bring the energy in, and our inner wisdom and spirit's in charge, and consciously we just relax and our lives get better. And so after a while I went, like going to the spa. So I started calling them energetic NLP energy spas. And energetic NLP energy spa, like what we're doing tonight, there's just a little bit of teaching, if you want to call it that, or discussing principles, but it's mostly a matter of you putting your inner wisdom and spirit in charge, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then my job is to bring in the energy, and your inner wisdom and spirit will decide what to do with it in your space. And in this call, we're going to do that for people all over the world. And all of you, by your intentions and by the fact that each and every one of you is an amazing spiritual being, whether you realize it or not. A lot of you do realize it, but whether you realize it or not, we're going to bring all that incredible beauty and power together to help people all over the world, and then also to give all of us an individual healing. One of the things I should say right now, if you're listening to this while you're driving, either pull over and park or turn it off. When the energy starts flowing more and more strongly, which is going to be soon, they're designed to cause you to go inward. That's not how you want to be when you're driving. When you're driving, you want to be noticing the world. So never ever listen to any energetic NLP programs or workshops or anything while you're driving. You know, you'll probably get away with it, but that's like, well, you can drive 100 miles an hour when it's raining and you might get away with it. It's still a really stupid thing to do. So even if you're really experienced with energy work, please don't, and even if you're not sure it's real, please don't listen to this while you're driving. All weekend, I'm going to make the replay available, and you can always listen to it then. And if you've never experienced one of my teleworkshops or video workshops, one of the things that surprises a lot of people is when you listen to the recording. So for all of you that listen to the recording later, if you pretend it's happening right now as you're listening to it, the energies will be strong. You will tap into the energies. And I'm not going to even attempt to explain how that works. I'm not sure I really know how it works, other than a lot of these energies are outside of linear time the way we normally experience them. And you can tap into them just by pretending it's happening right now. And I have people who will tell me they listen to recordings that I made 10, 20 years ago or more, 30 years ago, and they still can feel the energy. So time has nothing to do with it. So a couple of other things about energy work. In energetic NLP or any energy work, how strongly you feel the energy does not necessarily have any relationship to how big of a healing you're getting. Some of the biggest healings I've given to people or I've received, either they didn't feel it at the time or I didn't particularly feel it at the time. It was only later that I noticed, like, wow, something's different, something happened. And it might be even days later, or sometimes people would say to me, like, you're different in a good way. And they, you're calmer, you're something. They'd notice certain things. So if you feel the energy, fantastic. If you don't feel the energy, it's also fantastic. If you get sleepy, fantastic. If you get energized and alert, fantastic. If you go into this dreamy altered state, that's fantastic. If you have mundane, silly thoughts, fantastic. That means you're just clearing things out. If you have profound thoughts and seeing neon angels playing harps, that's also fantastic. Some of you will physically release energies. So your eyes may tear, you may yawn, or you may get muscle twitches. And those are called kriyas in India. And it's because your energy body and your physical body are interwoven. And so sometimes when the energy releases, you'll get a little twitch. And I'm only telling you all this because sometimes people wonder if they should be having the reaction they're having. You may also temporarily feel physical or emotional discomfort. If that happens, just notice it and go, okay, something's being healed, something's being released. So sometimes in energy work, old emotions start releasing and going out. And you don't need to do anything about it. You don't suppress it or ignore it. You just notice it and go, okay, yeah, it's what's called being mindful. You notice it, but you don't focus on it. You don't put energy on it. You don't analyze it. You just notice it. Just like right now, if I go notice what it looks like in the room you're in, or notice the sounds you're hearing, you don't have to judge it. Just notice it. Now, there's only two ways you can prevent the healing that's going on. One is if you don't want it, you can prevent it. So in a moment, we'll be setting our intentions around this. And the other is if you analyze and judge, am I feeling the right things? I don't feel anything. I do feel anything. Am I feeling what I should be feeling? If there are aliens watching us, I bet one of the things they find fascinating is that human beings have trouble just having the experience they're having. It's the old power of now. It's just let yourself have whatever experience you're having. And at least for these next 30 minutes, don't judge it. Just have it. And this whole call will take less than an hour. And we started 20 minutes ago. So just for those of you particularly on Facebook who might not have a sense of timing. And if you can't stay till the end, I hope you can, because you'll get your personal healing at the end, but you can always watch the replay this weekend. So again, just let yourself have whatever experience you're having, and then you have the whole rest of your life. You can analyze it all you want. You can you can watch this again or listen to it again and analyze it all you want. So for right now, just have whatever experience you're having. So take a couple of easy, deep breaths. Just a couple more quick concepts. And one thing that I started noticing years ago is that very often people's spirits weren't aligned with their conscious mind, their unconscious mind, and their inner wisdom. In the programs, we work a lot on what we call whole being permission. And a lot of times when you can't manifest what you want, it's because your spirit, your soul, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, your body are not in alignment with one another. You don't have permission on all those levels. And two other big factors in that: one is karma, and another is spiritual contracts. And again, those are all things that we go into in a lot of depth in the longer programs. For right now, let's just keep it simple. We want your inner wisdom and your spirit to be working together. So your spirit has that vast perspective on everything, and it has incredible knowledge and information, much more than your conscious mind ever gets an inkling of. Your spirit sees the big picture and how everything fits in. Your inner wisdom is human, and it is capable of looking at the big picture, not as profoundly as the spirit, but it looks at that, but it also is concerned about your minute-to-minute, second-by-second life. So often to your spirit, it's seeing all the big picture. This is fine. You're having this wonderful spiritual journey. You're suffering, but it's not that it doesn't care, but it sees the bigger spiritual purpose. When it's working with your inner wisdom go, from down here, it looks different. And how about, can we work something out here? And, I'm kind of joking with it, but I am serious too. And when your inner wisdom and your spirit work together, we call that your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And just to make it easy, I'll refer to it as your M. So if I say your M, I mean your inner wisdom and spirit are working together. Your miraculous self. This is not the same as your high self. Everybody has a high self. Everybody doesn't have a miraculous self, or at least not one that's operational. Your miraculous self is something that you form and that you make stronger and stronger and stronger. So if this is new to you, if you want to, you can start forming it right now. And there isn't any reason in the world I can think of why you wouldn't want to, but of course it's up to you. So if this is appealing to you right now, just give conscious intention and permission. You have a right as a sentient being, a thinking being in a body. you have a right to make decisions in your life. So right now, just go, I'm giving permission for my spirit and my inner wisdom to work together to create my miraculous self, my M, to guide and support me in my life. Because your M will guide and support you in your life. And if you don't remember everything I said, you can just say, yes, I want that. I give full permission for that. Okay, easy deep breaths. Great. Now, in energetic NLP, you always have your M in charge of what happens for you. So when I start bringing the energies in, your M will decide what it wants to do. It will decide what blocks it wants to clear, how it wants to open up your spiritual abilities. You know, that will be completely up to your M. And I really, really highly suggest you don't try to consciously control that. Your inner wisdom and spirit can figure that out together. I mean, sure, you can put your conscious thoughts out there, but don't try to control it. So right now, if you want to, go on, I'm putting my M 100% in charge of what's happening. Now, one thing about energy work that's really difficult for a lot of people is that it's really, really simple. It is so simple and easy that people rebel against that and they try to make it hard at first. In my training programs, that's the first thing I have to work with people is, you know, they want to work hard and they want to make it difficult and complicated and go meditate in a cave for 20 years, which might be an incredible thing to do for a lot of reasons, but you don't need to do energy work. You were born with the ability to work with energy. Energy will follow your thoughts and your intentions. Energy follows our thoughts and intentions. If you were a group of five-year-olds and I said, okay, fill up the room with sparkling gold energy, you would do it. And the room would be full of sparkling gold energy and you'd giggle and you wouldn't worry if you were doing it right or is Sally doing it better than I am. You would just do it. So bring out your inner playful child and just pretend with me that you can do this. Okay. And I'm going to describe things as visualizations. You don't need to actually see it. Your unconscious mind can visualize everything that I'm about to mention. And it works perfectly well if you just pretend that you're seeing it. So if you consciously see it, fantastic. If you don't consciously see it, that's also fantastic. Just pretend you're seeing it. Okay. So putting your M in charge, imagine that high above your head, a beautiful cloud of energy is forming. And it's a cloud of universal energies that will help you connect more with your inner wisdom and spirit, help you be more guided and supported by your M. Just pretend those energies are gathering over your head. And then just pretend inside of the earth, below your feet, energies are gathering and your M is gathering them. And those are earth energies that will help you be guided and supported by your M. Take a couple easy deep breaths. And then just invite and pretend that those energies from above you are coming down into your body and in your energy field, which is in and around your body. And the energies from the earth are coming up into your body and into your energy field. And these energies are gently and still very powerfully clearing blocks to your being guided and supported by your M, being guided and supported by your inner wisdom and spirit. And these blocks can be everything from old programming about being unworthy or past life programming, or old spiritual beliefs that you no longer believe, or family programming, ancestral programming that gets energetically passed down, societal programming. It might even include some karma and spiritual contracts if your M wants. Now we're going to let that process continue, and we're going to turn our attention to the world now. Now, change the world from your living room isn't per se a peace meditation. Peace meditations are wonderful, but they're also telling people in the world what they should do. And we don't do that in this meditation. This is an exercise in trust. And if people all over the world, if they're being guided by their spirit and their inner wisdom, if they're being guided and supported by their M's, they will naturally make decisions that are better for them, better for their loved ones and the people they care about, better for their countries, and better for the entire planet. So if everybody in the planet was being fully guided and supported by their M's, the world would be just a phenomenally even more wonderful place than it is now. So in this meditation, we're helping people who are open to it. We don't force this on anybody. We help people all over the world open up to being guided by their M's. And then we trust that they'll make whatever decisions are appropriate, and that it's not for us to tell them what to do. So I'd like you to step into that way of thinking, at least for during this session, see how you like it. So now just pretend, and remember, all of our M's are working on this. And all of our M's can call upon incredible spiritual and earth energies, phenomenal spiritual and earth energies. Your M's know how to do this. So let your M's be in charge, and imagine beautiful clouds of energy forming all over the earth. And they're beautiful clouds of universal spiritual energy that will help dissolve blocks, that will help people be guided and supported by their M's. And this includes energies for spiritual healing, emotional healing, mental healing, and physical healing. Spiritual healing, emotional healing, mental healing, and physical healing. So just pretend those energies are forming all above everybody, all over the earth, these beautiful clouds of energy, including where you are. And from the heart of the earth, energies are coming up to the surface of the earth. And earth energies are nurturing and healing and loving. And they're also energies that help us manifest, because everything that's created in the earth plane involves earth energy. It has to. So from the heart of the earth, let your M bring up to the surface of the earth all over the world. And by the way, there's no effort, just intention. All over the world, energies are coming up from the earth that are healing, that are physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually healing. And energies are coming up from all over the earth that will clear blocks and programming and help people who want to be more guided and supported by their inner wisdom and spirit, be more guided and supported by their M's. And almost like you were sending out little text messages or emails, let your M's send out invitations, and they're invitations to everybody on the planet, inviting them to use those energies that have formed above them and below them, inviting them, if they want it, to put their M's in charge, and to let those energies come down from above and up from the earth, and let them come into the space to give them a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healing, and to open up their ability to be guided and supported by their M's. And I like to imagine that the people that are saying yes to this, they start to glow like a little firefly. And as they glow, the energies gently and powerfully come down into them, guided by their own M's. And the energies come up from the earth, all guided by their own inner wisdom and spirit. And then let's send out special invitations. Let's send out special invitations to the children of this planet. And let's invite them to bring these energies in. Let's send out special invitations to teachers of all kinds, to people in the helping professions, including doctors and nurses and technicians and healers of all kinds, psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, coaches, people with no title, but they're just people that everybody comes to them for advice and they give good advice. I'm sure many of you on this call are that way. Let's send out invitation to the people in the police and the military all over the planet so that they're guided and supported by their M's in their work. And include the militaries, militias, terrorists, include the people that you don't like. We need the people that we don't like or approve of to be guided by their spirits and inner wisdom. So let's invite all the people that are using that kind of physical means to influence the world. And especially let's invite the leaders of militaries and all militias and groups all over the planet to connect with their M's, so that they're guided by their inner wisdom and by their spirit. Let's invite business leaders, again, including the ones you don't like. People in the media, the arts and sciences, industry, people in technical fields. Let's invite the people who do the raw physical labor on the planet. When I was talking about people in the helping professions, I know I left out many, but let me include midwives. That just popped in my mind. And let's invite political leaders from all over the planet and their aides and advisors to bring these energies in now so that they're more connected, if they want to be, with their inner wisdom and spirit. Again, including the political leaders you don't like and approve of. Easy deep breaths, relax, no effort, just intention and permission. And let's again invite everybody on the planet who needs a physical healing, an emotional healing, a spiritual healing, a mental healing. If they want it, we don't force this on anybody. Let's give them a special invitation for this. And all of these people, we don't have a right to spread this energy in their environments, but they do. So everyone from the children on up to the political leaders, They have a right to bring these energies, these mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual healing energies, to bring these energies that help people connect with their inner wisdom and spirit. They have a right to bring it into their environments. So let's let the energy help them now spread this through their homes, their marketplaces, their hospitals and clinics and schools, their military and police installations, their political institutions. Let them bring it into any environments they go into, not to force it on other people, but to make it available. And these energies can actually soak into buildings. If that sounds odd to you, everybody knows that it walked into somebody's house or an office and just felt good for no reason that you could put your finger on. It just felt good in there. And we all know about there are spiritual places in the planet and energy places where there's strong energies. Let's imagine that all the political buildings on the planet, these energies are filling the walls, filling the floors, filling the ceilings, filling the windows, so that those energies are available for anybody who wants them. And this includes parliaments and the UN and the White House and the Capitol building in the US, all levels of government. And let's imagine this energy soaking into business buildings so that businesses are run more spiritually, with more wisdom and spiritual guidance. Let it soak into hospitals, clinics, police stations, military bases, wherever it's needed. And let's invite all the plant and animal life on this planet to also use whatever of these energies will help them heal physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that includes all life, not just, a lot of times when we send healings to the planet, we send it to the cute. What we think of the cute animals. All life, even the life on this planet we don't think is cute. And let's send out the thought and the acknowledgement that every person on this planet, whether they know it or not, is a beautiful and powerful spiritual being. And I 100% mean that. Every person you look at has this amazing spirit connected to it. And let's remind them that they're capable of keeping these energies flowing in their homes and in their countries without our help. Their spirit is capable of doing it. So if they want this, we're turning it over to them to be in charge of doing it in their environments where they are. And then pull your energy back out of their space. And let's trust in their ability to keep this going. And now let's focus on your individual healing. So again, imagine there's a cloud of beautiful energy above your head and wonderful energies coming up from the earth. And set the intention that these energies are going to come into your space now, giving you, if you want, a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healing. And allow the energies to come in to clear blocks and open your ability to be guided and supported by your M, your inner wisdom and spirit. Give permission for that now. Easy deep breaths. Now the energies are going to work all over your energy field wherever your M wants them to. And for most people, having some direction and instructions. Most people like that. So your energy field goes up above your head at least 9 feet, 3 meters. And there are chakras or energy centers above your head. Most people are familiar with the ones in the body, or I shouldn't say they're familiar with some of them, like the ones that are often called the 7 primary ones. But there's a lot of other, many, many more in your body. And there's ones above your head and below your feet. And the ones above your head are completely controlling your life in the huge frames of your life. And you don't need to know where they are, how they work. Your M, your inner wisdom spirit, knows what they are, where they are. So give permission now, under the guidance and control of your M, for energies to come in above your head and start clearing, healing, and enhancing those energy centers above your head. And even if you're used to energy work, some of these energies are pretty high frequency, and you just may not have trained yourself to be aware of them. And then the crown or 7th energy center is on top of your head, and then it goes up, often looking kind of like a funnel or a crown on your head. And there's a lot of programming in it that limits your life, particularly right on top of your scalp or in your scalp even, tons of programming. So guided by your M, let the energy come in and start clearing that programming. Programming, beliefs, whatever your M isn't in agreement with. And as soon as any programming or beliefs are cleared, your M will immediately replace them with your inner wisdom and your spiritual information, which will always be better than the programming, even if it's similar. So let your M be in charge and let it start from that, your scalp going up 9 feet to just clear programming and limiting beliefs. And as that's cleared, it replaces it with your inner wisdom and spiritual information. While that continues, the energy is coming into your head, inside of your head, and in your forehead, in the back of your head, and all around your head. And you can think of that as just all being your 6th energy center or chakra, though there's numerous chakras inside of there. But just keeping it simple, let your M bring the energies in to clear, heal, and enhance that entire complex of chakras called the 6th energy center. Again, including the 3rd eye and the ajna and the pineal and the pituitary, just all the different energy centers in the center of your head. So let it clear out other people's beliefs and thoughts and programming. Replace it with your inner wisdom and your spiritual information. While that continues, let some of the energy very, very, very gently go into your eyes and eye sockets. Energy gets stuck in your eyes and eye sockets. So let very, very gentle energy come and just very gently dissolve and clear those energies and move them out of your eye sockets and your eyes and your retinas, your corneas, your optic nerves, even the visual cortex of the brain. And while that continues, energy is moving down through your face, clearing and healing your jaws and your gums and your teeth, relaxing your jaw muscles, cleaning and clearing your sinuses. Healing and clearing your outer ears, your inner ears, your middle ears, your auditory nerves and the auditory portions of your brain. Remember, no effort, just permission and intention. Let the energy move down through your throat. In the 5th, your throat energy center, you can think of it as going from the bottom of your neck even up above your eyes. Just let that whole area be cleared, healed, and enhanced. And also clear, heal, and enhance your physical throat, your vocal cords, your esophagus, larynx. While all that continues, the energy comes down into your shoulders, and some of the energy goes through your shoulders, out your arm, down your arms, through your hands, out your fingertips, and back out into the universe. And as the energy is flowing through your shoulders and arms and hands and fingers, it's clearing and healing all the different chakras or energy centers and energy channels in your shoulders and in your arms and in your fingers. The rest of the energy goes down through your chest, and your heart energy center is in the center of your chest. Let that be cleared, healed, and enhanced. Let any programming be replaced by your inner wisdom and spiritual information. Open your ability to give and receive, including your ability to give and receive love. For all of you on this call, you're pretty good at giving love. You especially need to work on receiving love. Let the energy go down further while that continues to your solar plexus, which is right below your sternum, where your ribcage begins to divide. And your third energy center, or your solar plexus energy center, is there. Let it be cleared, healed, and enhanced. Opening up more of your personal power, working on your digestion and a whole lot of other things, your ability to manage your own energy system. Let the energy move down through your internal organs, clearing and healing them. And right below your navel is the second energy center. Let it be cleared and healed and enhanced. Let other people's emotional energy and old emotional energy of yours be cleared out and replaced by energies that support you in having a more wonderful emotional life. Let it also open up more of your creativity, your sexuality, your sensuality, if you want, can also be open too. While all that continues, the energy goes down to the base of your spine, where the root or first energy center is, and the sacral energy centers. Allow the energy to go through, clear and heal those. And your root energy center has a lot to do with your relationship to the physical world, whether you trudge through life or whether you can dance with the unfolding of life, whether you'll let the physical world support you and let the spiritual world support you through the physical world. So let your M be in control. It will probably clear out a lot of beliefs and programming about struggle and suffering, but whatever your M wants. And it will replace it with your inner wisdom and spiritual information. Let the energy go through your hips, down your thighs, into your knees, down your calves, into your ankles and your feet and your toes and the soles of your feet. And the energy will just flow out. And as it flows out, it's clearing and healing all the energy centers that are in your legs and in your feet and in your toes and all the energy channels. And it even goes down at least 3 feet, a meter below your feet, clearing and healing the chakras, the energy centers that are in your energy field below your feet. While all that continues, let the energy come through your entire energy field. It's in and around you in all directions. Let the energy come in and clear, heal, and enhance your whole aura or energy field. People's energy fields, again, aura is another word for it, really get beat up. They get smashed, they get holes in them, they get ripped, they get rough. Let the energy come in and just totally repair your energy field. Take a few easy, deep breaths and just let that happen. Permission and intention. And if your unconscious mind and your M like what we've done, tonight when you're sleeping, part of the time when you're sleeping, your M and your unconscious mind can review what we did in this session and infuse it with your inner wisdom. Infuse it with your spiritual information. Make it richer. Make it deeper. Make it wider, higher. Make it more multidimensional. And especially make it more automatically integrated into your life. So while you sleep easily, naturally, and wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, you can enrich what we've done in this session and automatically integrate it into your life in the way that your M wants you to. If you're doing anything after the session that requires safety, especially something like driving, set your intention right now that your M and your unconscious mind will turn down the processing. Make sure you're naturally safe, naturally alert. And then tonight when you're sleeping, you can turn up that processing, not enough to wake you up, but just enough to do it really well and still sleep deeply. Go ahead and stomp your feet, pat your body. I'd love it if you'd put some comments into the chat and into the Facebook. That would be fantastic. And just a couple of things. You will receive, well, if you're on Facebook, unless you go ahead and sign up, you won't necessarily receive this. So if you're on Facebook, if you go to enlp7.com, enlp7.com, but I can put it into Facebook. I'll put a post. And if you get on my mailing list, you'll hear about some upcoming things, and you'll also be able to get the replay of this session that we just did, which I'll be replaying all weekend. And there's also on the page, everybody who signed up, you'll get an email for the replay page. And on it at the very, very bottom, there's a special offer. It's a free offer that my partner, Jeff Tamber, and I are going to be doing what are called discovery sessions. And we're really, really busy. We have 2 big workshops coming up, one end of April in Los Angeles, one coming up in mid-May, and also speaking conferences. And we have a lot going on. And we have online programs. But if you have registered, and again, I'll put it on Facebook how you could register, those of you who just found it on the Facebook Live. If you're registered, you can go to that page and you can apply if you want to get a free discovery session. And in it, will help you look at where you are in your life, where you want to be, what's driving you forward, what's blocking you. We'll be asking you a lot of questions, but we'll also do a quick energy, quick but very useful energy reading and tell you what we see in your energy field and what we see spiritually is going on for you. And unfortunately, we can only do a very limited number of those. And so we'll be looking at what people say on their surveys and our energy read on them so that we really concentrate on the people we think will get the most out of it. Also, just to let you know, you will be hearing about, I'm doing a 3-day workshop end of April in Los Angeles. Jeff and I are doing it, and he says modestly, it's really going to be fantastic. It's called Discover Your Miraculous Ability. You'll be opening up your abilities to use transformative earth and universal energies on yourself and on other people. At the end of the 3 days, you'll be able to do it. Now, I'm not saying you'll be a master at the end of the 3 days, but at the end of the 3 days, you'll be able to do very significant healing energy work on people. It'll also be 3 days of personal spiritual transformation for you, and you'll learn how to work with your own energy system, because if you don't really know how to do that, then energy work is safe if you know the basics. And in 3 days, we can teach you the core basic things. Without knowing those, I don't believe in just, oh, let's open people up energetically and then go, well, good luck with it. That's what happened to me. And I got in very serious trouble that way. And there was a few things I just needed to be taught, and I didn't learn it for a long time afterwards. So really, if that's something that resonates with you, you'll be getting information about that. And I'll be doing some teleworkshops next week where I'll talk more about that in depth. So really want to thank you so much for being in this session. Put a gold ball of energy above your head, and everybody pull your energy back from the world and from each other and from me. And I'm going to get my energy and opinions out of your space and pull my energy back from the world. And then let your M use, as your energy comes into the gold ball above your head, your M will inspect that energy. And the energy that's truly authentically yours, your essence, and the energies that really support you in your next steps in life, those will come down into your body and energy field and completely fill it, leaving no empty spaces. So you'll retrieve your energy from where you've scattered it, or your M will retrieve it, and it will bring in earthy and universal energies that will support you. So set your intention to pull your energy back from the world, from me, from everybody in the session. And any energies that you're pulling back that aren't actually authentically your energies, your M will send them into the earth to be recycled. And just lastly, imagine a tube of energy coming up from the center of the earth, maybe 1 meter, 3 feet wide. Let it come let it come near the base of your spine. And let the earth do all the work. The earth is more powerful than you are. Just give the earth permission to send that tube of energy up, and give the earth permission to ground you. And ground you means that the earth is going to ground your authentic energy and only your authentic energy into your body. So it'll ground your authentic energy into your body. And if you want, give the earth permission while you're grounded to be very gently pulling any energy out of your energy field that your M doesn't want. And at the same time, the earth is very gently bringing energies up that nurture you, heal you, acknowledge you, love you. So just like the root of a plant, energies are going 2 different ways. What you're releasing is going into the earth, and what will heal you is coming up from the earth. So if you want to just relax, you can continue to do that. If you need to be alert, it helps to stomp your feet, pat your body, look around the room you're in and notice details, little variances in colors and textures. So just become really aware of the room. Notice what it feels like to sit in the chair you're sitting in, or if you're lying on a couch or a bed. Just notice what it feels like in your body and wiggle your toes and, okay, how many of my toes can I actually feel? And touch your fingers and really be in your body. Well, I want to thank you all so much for being a part of this. It's just an honor and privilege to work with people who spend time on doing something like this. And something I didn't say at the beginning, the reason I combine on these calls a world healing with a personal healing is I think a lot of us are trying to change the old beliefs that the world operated out of. So the old belief was, I still hear people go, it's not a good deed unless you don't benefit from it. It's not a good deed unless you suffer or work hard from it. I'm not judging that as a past belief, but I think we're working towards a different world. I want people to be rewarded when they do good things. I'm not saying they have to be rewarded, but when it's possible. So I want you to start connecting that in your mind, that you can do something for other people and you can get benefited too. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't always work out that way, of course. But let's create a world where when people do good, they're more and more rewarded. Then people, that will only make the world a better place. So just an idea to think about. Again, thank you so much. And you will be getting an email tomorrow that will give you the link for the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you like this, you can encourage people still to sign up for this with that original Change the World from Your Livingroom.com link, which I'll put in both chats. And if people sign up, they'll get notified about the next one. And I'll probably do one next week. I'm not sure. I want to do them more often again. But if they're on that list, then they'll automatically get notified when I do it, and they'll be able to listen to the replay. And as I mentioned, if they pretend, or if you pretend it's happening right now, you'll get a whole new healing out of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to work with more of you online. I hope for some of you, if it resonates with you, I'll see you end of April in Los Angeles. So thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Bye. By the way, I'm going to put the link in now. It's changed the world from yourlivingroom.com. I'm a little spacey from the energy, so if I misspelled anything, I think it'll work. But it's changed the world from yourlivingroom.com. And that's where people can sign up. Thank you. Whoop. And if you do want to put comments in still, I'll leave this open. I would love it. And by the way, if any of you want to email me, feel free to do that too. The easiest, well, I'll put my email in here. That's the easiest way. Yeah. So there's my email in the chat. And all of you that are saying thank you. You're very, very welcome. Okay.